question regarding how well this was earthed, and I actually made a mod on this some time ago. The earth wire goes in and goes to the transformer, then an earth comes out and it just goes onto the back of this printed circuit board, and that's your earth. So I added in these wires, bolting onto where the printed circuit board is, and bolting them onto the back of the case. So the actual case itself is definitely earthed, because there's a point of contact with it. There are these shafts running down through the middle, but I've now got definite earths running all the way around. So yeah, it's definitely safe, and I would recommend doing that mod to yours if you haven't already done it. It just gives you that extra peace of mind when you're using old equipment like this. Right, on with the test. Okay, so before we test the amp, and it's been a long time coming and I'm pretty excited about being at this stage now, I'm going to use my Stealth Superstar and just check what power outputs that's done, because I haven't done that for a while. Now I did detune this down a little while back, so that when I was using an amp, I think I was just under about 12, so I wasn't overdriving anything, but I can't remember what it does. So we'll zoom in. So I'm on channel 20 of the mid-band. Do it on AM. So let's just key up and see what we get. Right, so the radio's doing 4 watts AM, hope you can see that. And if I go into single sideband, swinging about 10, doing about 8. So I would say probably if we say 7 to 8 watts on sideband with me whistling, you'll probably get a bit more safe. Let me connect the burner up now and we'll see how we go with that. The little note there says allow 3 to 4 minutes warm up. I always allow a minimum of 5, so I'll get this on. We'll flick the switch and see if it lights up first of all, and then we'll leave it for warming up for 5 minutes. Right, so here is the moment of truth. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. It has lit up. Right. Right, we'll start the timer, give it a 5-minute warm up, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Right, let's say it's 5 minutes. So what we'll do now is, on the front of here is plate and load, and you have to tune these to give you the maximum output when you're keying up on the meter. So we'll try that on FM first. I'll tune the amp up, show you what I'm doing there, get the levels right, then we'll do the power test. It's a sort of a 2 or 3 stage thing to get set up, but so far so good, at least it's turned on. Right, we're ready to rock and roll. There's no turning back now. Just move the radio over a bit closer. So we're going to go on to operate. Hopefully the fuse won't blow, and we're on. Right, I'm going to key the mic and I'm going to tune these up. Let's see if the meter moves. And it does. And it's gone right to where it should go, which is there in the between the red and yellow. Let me now. Oh, this is looking good. Right, with that, we're going to go straight over now. And you saw how I adjusted one to get the meter up, then the other. Oh. So it looked like my power LED wasn't on, but you can see it does come on. So right, so we're on the FM setting. Let's get the SWR meter on, and then we'll try it on both single sideband and FM. We'll see what output we've got on. I've got a 300 watt dummy load hanging off the back of this. I'm going to do a review video on that in the future actually, because it's my new purchase, because I normally use a little Zetagi 50 watt one, so I had to go out and get that one to do higher readings. Right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see what sort of power we're getting out of this mother. So I'm going to key up now. I'm putting 4 watts in. I've got it onto the Zetagi meter here on the 1 kilowatt range, because obviously it only goes 10 to 100. So here we go. So that's saying about 80. dead key. Right, let's try single sideband. Whoa! So there you go. I've never used it on single sideband, and considering it's a BRL 200, I'm getting, according to my meter here, if that's right, I'm peaking at about 80, so I'm getting the same on sideband as I am on AM, but I'm only putting in 8 watts, I'm not putting in 12, so I don't know what difference that makes, but yeah, it's working, so I will run with that. I'm going to tweak the Superstar a bit more, because I'm not sure I haven't lost a bit of power there, because that should be putting out more than that. So I'll try and tweak it up a bit, get back to 12, and we'll go from there. But yeah, job done. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. We got there in the end, and the thing's working again. And you know, 4 watts in, 80 out. We're supposed to do 100. That's about right. Sideband does seem a bit low, but as I say, I've got nothing to compare it with because I've never used it on single sideband. So I'll give it a go in some future videos, and we'll see how I get on. Thanks very much for all your comments and things as we've gone on. And here's a list to all the parts I used. I'm back. I'm still working on my Royce at the moment. I'll catch up with that in another video. But I've bunged this on, and this is set to 12 watts, right? So that's proper sideband PEP. I've got this set to sideband here. We're on standby at the moment. And then we've got the meter again here. Let's see if I can higher you up a bit, see a bit more in line with the meter. Right. I had a thought overnight while I was asleep last night, and I thought to myself, but if I'm only doing 8 watts and I'm getting 80, what happens if I go to 12? Will I get any more watts, or are my valves only capable of doing 80 watts? So I'm just going to key up on the Royce and leave you looking at the screen here and see if we can get past 80 watts. So yes, we can just peak past the 100. So the valves, I think the valves are all right in this. So I can get, with 4 watts, I can get 80 watts on AM. With 12 watts, I can just get over 100, probably about 110, 115 watts single sideband. So that's what it is. And I'm glad I did that, because that answers the nagging question I'd had. I'm going to introduce a new feature periodically on the channel called QSL Corner, as you've just seen in the title. And And as my QSLs come rolling in, sometimes I can include them at the end of the video, but sometimes they come in a few months later. And this is what's happened here. This has come from a Lima Romeo station. I've got this covering my address, by the way, so I don't really want to give that out. We've got a rubber stamp here. One here. And one here. You don't often see the rubber stamps on cards now, which is quite nice to see. Most people disguise them when they're sending them through the post. Now, I made contact with this station some months ago now. Ooh, quite a nice card. Just check there's nothing else in there. No, there's not. So this is from 212 Lima Radio DX, and he was from the Åland Islands. Now, I didn't know where that was, and there's a map up on the screen now showing you where the Åland Islands are. I'd never ever heard of it, so it was quite nice to make a contact there. As you can see, here's the card. Then we got the two operators there, Lima Radio Group. This was on the 6th of August at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I made that last year, so it's taken a while to come through, but they did send it, which is good. And Dietmar and Micah, both obviously 1313 Lima radio stations, so they hail from Germany. There's obviously some of the equipment they took, and there's the flag of the islands and a few pictures. So yeah, quite a nice little card for the collection, that one, and a nice quality one as well. And yeah, 212 Lima Radio DX, I made that, as I say, some time ago. So yeah, very good. So I hope you're going to like QSL Corner, and I'll make sure that's a regular feature from now on. 73s, 51s, we're gone.